Hi, welcome to the Catch the Tornado podcast. In today's beCommerce episode, Markus Lorenz speaks to Björn Dröschel, the Product and Technology Managing Director at fulfillmenttools. fulfillmenttools is a platform that merges e-commerce with their clients' store network, supporting processes like order entry, shipping, click and collect, returns, while offering a perfect omnichannel shopping experience for retail customers. In this conversation, Markus and Björn discuss the birth of fulfillmenttools, the unpredictable reality of setting up a company during the breakout of a global pandemic, creating technology that will be adaptable to increasingly rapid changes on the market, and building flexible tools that can be used and customized by people without developer assistance. Tune in.
Today, we're talking about innovation, product development, and a spin-off from a corporate. The Rewe Group, who is well known for their tech savviness, has a proven track record of spinning off successful companies like commercetools. Today, Björn Dröschel is with me, who is the managing director of the product and technology of fulfillmenttools. Some folks called fulfillmenttools the little sisters of commercetools. So what is the truth and who's Björn? Let's jump in, and Björn, please introduce yourself.
First of all, hello Markus, and thank you for having me here. Yes, who am I? I'm Björn, one of three managing directors of fulfillmenttools, a spin-off of Rewe Digital in Germany. Before joining fulfillmenttools, I worked for 6 years in the Rewe eCommerce business, where my teams created the fulfillment software for Rewe's e-fruit delivery and pickup service. And regarding your question about the relationship between commercetools and us, without commercetools, we would probably not exist. Commercetools was Rewe's Digital's first investment in a tech startup, and this investment has paid off in full. Commercetools showed Rewe that you can earn money with technology. As a unicorn in the commerce sector, commercetools is the big sister that we follow as fulfillmenttools. Let's hope that commercetools will be proud of us at some point and refer to us when it comes to a unicorn in the fulfillment sector as well.
Yeah, I'm absolutely for sure that they will. And I guess it's a previous addition for commercetools to have you on board. But about your track record, Björn, you started a career in the logistic industry, and I assume that you have a deep industry know-how. Now you're working directly on the tech product. And was it helpful for you to work in the logistic industry before, or do you think that there are missing some capabilities? What is your perspective from the engineering part?
I would say yes. It was very helpful for both sides, for the logistics part and the technology part. On the one hand, I was finally in the position to build fulfillment software as I have always wished for my former job as a fulfillment manager. And on the other hand, I was able to translate expectations from logistics into technology much better. So building bridges between these two worlds. When I look back, I think in the past, fulfillment software was more functional and process-oriented. So the user played no real big role, and the logistics world was relatively stable. People were more concerned with how to further optimize existing processes, and they built large monoliths that could help in these stable circumstances. But we see in the last 10 years, however, the world has picked up some speed, and technological development in particular has accelerated this process even further. And in terms of logistics, this means that you have to adapt more quickly and evolve with it. You have to think about the users who have to go along with this change so that it works smoothly afterwards. So I think to combine both worlds helps to react on this changing world in these days.
Yeah, nice. Thanks for the explanation here. And as I saw it in the first demo, or in my first demo of fulfillmenttools, it's really user-centric and user-oriented, and it's nice to see. So I invite everyone to have a look on it. Maybe we talk a little bit over it, how it started and how was it growing. So you started fulfillmenttools within the Rewe Group, and how was it going? Was there an internal demand, and why there was no solution on the market, so that you decided to build something?
At Rewe Digital, we were somehow pioneers. It was about e-food, and this was still a sector where e-commerce had hardly established a foothold yet. So look back six years ago, and so a really good solution for e-food fulfillment was still missing in the market. At the beginning, we faced the question of what challenges we will have to overcome in order to be successful, and whether there are solutions on the market that would help us, but which we had to customize. The answer to the question was we don't know, and that we need to start a journey to gain experience. In other words, we needed a solution that could be flexibly adapted to what we learn along the way. And the solution, we believed it's better to create ourselves than that we buy something and then adapt thoughtfully.
Okay, I see. And how you found the product market fit, and what was the indication from your side that there is a problem on the market that has to be solved? Was it more by solving a problem for the Rewe Group itself, or was it pushed from external demand?
Once again, how it's ever, the guilty party is Amazon. They have spoiled us all as customers. No? We know it all. When we buy online, we buy at Amazon because they do it in a perfect way. And that's significantly raised the bar for all retailers. Convenience. That were the words of one of my former CDOs, who also coined the expectation with the term on time, in full, and friendly. So OTIF. And the customer decides when, how, and how quickly they want to be supplied by us. And we as Rewe have to deliver. No matter whether it's same day, next day, at a certain time, we have to deliver. And regardless of whether the customer wants to get a delivery or orders goods online but picks them up himself in the store, or whether he wants to buy offline in the traditional way, we have to be ready. So what we saw is the real omnichannel need was addressed by the customers, and we as Rewe wanted to deliver in order to further inspire our customers.
Okay, got it. That's super interesting. And how you proceed that? So if you're spinning off a product team or a product company from a company itself, you have the classical team dilemma, in my opinion, meaning you have to decide which people you want to follow you, and you have to take care that you're not jeopardizing the agenda of the core business. How did you manage it?
Tough question. And it was really hard 2 years ago. On the one hand, you have to say we exist because we did a really good job at Rewe, and so the management had full confidence that we will also manage to offer such a solution to third parties. And yet, of course, it wasn't possible to take everyone with us to repeat the success outside the Rewe universe. So we had to find a compromise, which was to take a few people with us who had the know-how and who can help with the setup of fulfillment tools, and then to complete the team with external engineering and business experts. So we ensured that we do not take too many people with us and that we do not risk the Rewe business. Looking back now, I think we succeeded very well. So Rewe College continue to optimize Rewe fulfillment, and we are on our way to provide a true omni-channel fulfillment solution for all industries, enabling retailers to react flexibly and quickly to new challenges, like we did in the Rewe context. We continue to exchange ideas with our colleagues from Rewe, and I think we benefit both from the others' experience and knowledge. We learn, and we are going further.
Nice. So you're securing also for the mother, the Rewe Group, that it's beneficial for both sides, your spin-off. Really good to see. And when it comes to pandemic, because it's in everyone's head actually, how the pandemic accelerate your business? As far as I know, the software was and is designed to enable a very fast ramp up, which is, I guess, really beneficial in those days, so that you can ramp up the logistic processes on the client side very fast.
Yeah, what can I say? It was a curse and a blessing at the same time. I know that sounds stupid because none of us likes Corona, and we all hope that we can live normally again someday. But still, the pandemic has, of course, helped to push the omnichannel topic. Due to the lockdown, the brick and mortar business was completely out of step. And retailers didn't know how they can continue to serve their customers and sell the goods, which were blocked within the stores. Services such as ship from store, click and collect, and so on would have helped them to remain active. Yeah, for us, unfortunately, the pandemic came too early. We started with our business on the 1st of January 2020. Yeah, and we received our keys to our own office virtually on time for the first lockdown in Germany. So our solution was not really ready to provide immediate help. Today it looks different. So the world looks different, but also our solution is now there and can help. Also, of course, we are still evolving. We could already provide a solution to any retailer within a few days to do omnichannel fulfillment on a great level, and that then guide them to continuously optimize the experience for customers and employees.
So you're pushing the classical MVP approach also to your clients, right?
Yes, correct.
Okay, nice, super. And funny story with the office, so that you received the keys without having the need to have a physical office here. Anyway, let's talk a little bit about the product. So what challenges are you actually facing in the product management? In my opinion, the product has always to be viable, usable, and feasible, and the overlap is, in the end, the winning zone, which is beneficial for your client. Maybe you can give us and the audience an introduction to that, how product management on fulfillment tools looks like.
Yeah, first of all, I'm a logistics guy, and logistics, in my opinion, is very simple. Bringing the ordered goods from A to B. And yet logistics ends up being ultra complex, especially in the case of omnichannel. Just a few examples. You no longer fulfill from one location, but from a multitude of branches and distribution centers. So the question is, how can I distribute my orders in the first time? Even if the same brand name is everywhere, each store looks different, and you have different fulfillment challenges. So it is space, is it a number of floors, and so on and so on. So each brand has its specifics that need to be solved. But to get back to your question about how we do product management, we build on one part on our experience from Rewe and work closely with the retailers and their users to see if we can solve their needs as much as possible with the existing software. But together we describe the process as we see fit and use initial designs and click dummies to get feedback from our customers. We proceed iteratively. Preferably, we want to start with a pilot within a few days. So what you said, MVPs, so that we can see in the real process where something is still missing and where we need to adjust. Fortunately, our platform is modular, and we have workarounds for missing data so that we can get started first in a few days. This helps us to quickly create added value and still learn together with our customers.
Okay, that's a good one. And how you do prioritization and how you manage your product requirements, actually. I guess it's hard to build a standard product, which is a SaaS product in that case, which fits for so many users on a configurable way. How you deal with that?
What we have solved is the greatest pain already. So with us, you can flexibly implement ship from store, click and collect, click and reserve, in-store returns, etc., and generate added value for your customers. But however, we still have many ideas on our roadmap on how to turn this into an unforgettable shopping experience for the end customer. Therefore, we are currently taking a two-pronged approach. What is fundamentally important for existing customers, and what can we do in the short term to also provide them with new capabilities in the future? So here we see ourselves as a partner as well. Our prioritization is visible to our customers, and they should be able to participate in where we are heading in the future. The issue of configurability is very central to this. Fulfillment doesn't look the same anywhere, not even at the stores, at the same retailer, so what I mentioned before. We are in a process of creating a solution where the retailer himself, without tech support, can configure his fulfillment process. The solution is responsive and the retailer can try new things in time. In fact, we believe we have found a first core product that fits all of our customers, regardless of industry, and helps them to respond flexibly in any challenge to satisfy their customers.
Okay, that sounds super interesting. If you see actually the tech trends on the market, we are observing all that the composable commerce movement is pushing hard into the market, and it learns that the old structure or the old way of building infrastructure in the e-commerce is outdated. What does composable commerce means for you clients, and which opportunities and challenges do you might see in there?
I would agree. So the time of monoliths is over. Too much is changing too fast for a provider to react quickly enough. To change the picture, I think that's why teamwork and expertise are key right now. So if I have a perfect command of what I can do, then I'm also in a position to adapt quickly. If I see myself as part of a team where everyone processes different skills perfectly, but displays the same ability to constantly change quickly, then I think this becomes a force.
That's a good one.
And that's how I understand composable commerce. Many providers work together, and everyone is an expert on his field. The only thing we have to do is to define the interfaces between the systems and keep them as simple as possible, so we can react flexibly and quickly to new challenges together. Therefore, in the beginning, more coordination between many people is necessary. In the end, however, this gives the customer strength against anything that may come along.
Yeah, I totally agree here. And it helps you to stay flexible in the future and definitely react on every market change with strong partners on your side. When it comes to those capabilities, which we are serving, at least in the composable commerce environment, and we're comparing that to maybe capabilities which a merchant should develop on his side, what would be your point of view? What capabilities should a merchant develop to fulfill the logistic as part of the user journey?
All of it has to do with courage, mindset, and technical affinity. When a retailer works with us, it's clear that we can't cover everything that's needed for a perfect omnichannel experience. We can do fulfillment, and I think we can do it very well. But we see ourselves as a partner and help to look at the complete user journey together and bring the relevant providers together. Fulfillment is a very important part of a successful user journey. To describe it, Amazon is not so good because the store is so beautiful. Sure. The fulfillment is great, and that makes it beneficial. But of course, it takes courage because in the future, you will work with many providers rather than just one to create the perfect experience. It also requires the right mindset because you are embarking on a journey that hardly any retailer has successfully implemented to date. You have to approach this task step by step and develop along the way in the interests of your customers. To do this, you have to know your customers and their expectations, and they change all the day and all the time. But you also need some people in the company with an affinity for technology, so who recognize the opportunities of this future, drive it ever inward, and help to ensure that the appropriate data is made available, or you help us to make them available, which the individual providers need for their purposes.
Yeah, I totally agree here. Absolutely. So what is, in your point of view, crucial in a logistic process for merchants in the future? Explaining maybe also that Amazon example, which you mentioned before.
At the end, in an omnichannel context, don't forget the employees. Especially in omnichannel commerce, they play a crucial role in whether omnichannel becomes a positive experience for customers or not. Of course, individual steps can be optimized through, for example, automation, but in the end, it still takes the employees to make the process perfect. That's why we put the employee at the center of our considerations when we develop our products, because it's the employee who decides if we are and become successful. For example, intuitive use of our solution reduces the risk of errors and increases fun. Simple configurations increases flexibility and creates room for creativity. Flexible choices of features and services increase solution possibilities when customers with really special requests are on the doorstep. So if the employee is excited, I'm sure this is also reflected on the customer.
Yeah, thanks for that. I really like that methodology, because in the end, it states that if you're putting employee-centric view, all the revenue, which is based on your clients, will follow, because the employees are successful and making a good job for your clients in the end. So I totally agree here. Yeah, thanks for that, Björn. And as we are coming to the end, we're always asking the same question to our guests. And we would like to know from you, what technology trends do you observe in the industry and how they will affect us? Maybe we can elaborate on that.
Sure. My big sister company, commercetools, is one of the founder of Mach and Composable architecture and so on. But I think that's a new normal in our current world. So behind all these concepts stand for me the term flexibility. How do I create the technical base to be able to address new challenges quickly and flexibly? For example, we live Mach Plus by making our front ends as flexible as possible so that our users can act flexibly even without our support. And in addition, I think that in the future, data will continue to play an important role in further development. And for me, it's all about what you do with the data. What insights do I draw from the data for my own performance and the satisfaction of my customers? How do I optimize my products, processes, and services on the base of data? AI, for me, is a buzzword, but far too few have a real idea of what it means for them and where AI can really help them already with simple means and without much fancy effort.
Cool. Thanks for the answer. So, dear audience, we're coming to the end. If you would like to learn more about logistics and especially about fulfillment tools, reach out to Björn on LinkedIn, and don't forget to subscribe our podcast. Björn, thanks for being our guest today. I really appreciate the conversation, and see you next time.
Thank you very much. See you.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to the Catch the Tornado podcast. Make sure you subscribe us on your favorite podcasting channel.